Hi, it's Friday after 7/7 portal, and to me, July, this time of July, is just high summer, and it's also a Scorpio moon today, and I guess for a couple days. It's super cool. To me, a Scorpio moon is always super cool. I know it isn't the easiest moon, but it's really a lot of intuition and clearing and mastering of things. My one son has a Scorpio moon. He's a beautiful soul, very artistic, very sensitive. He hides his sensitivity, and there's a lot about, I believe with the Scorpio moon, is being able to handle your sensitivities and being able to master them and bring them out into the world, rather than go under, and rather than feeling you have to hide, that it's some sort of a weakness. It isn't. To be sensitive and intuitive. And I have Scorpio rising, which it's taken me a long time to get a handle on what I'm here to do. But Scorpio is about mastery always, in the highest, the highest where it could go. Scorpio is always about mastery, and it is about mastering the shadow and darkness and I feel super cool today. I had a lot of rage over the Roe versus Wade, and you can change the world, but you have to change yourself, and people are in their karma, and it doesn't help to go under with rage. And anyway, so this is where I'm at. Super cool. Today, it's Friday, and I just want to talk a little bit about spirit animals, which have been appearing several times. I don't have it here. I should have it here. A feather, which I found in the yard. We have a lot of crows in our yard, beautiful crows. And this feather called to me. It was perfection. And sometimes you find a feather and it's kind of bedraggled. This one was perfection. So the crow left its feather for me. Crow is about manifestation and magic and communication. The other thing that happened is my beautiful son moved to Asheville, where there's a lot of bears, and he was mountain biking on a trail and came face to face with a bear, and the black bear crossed the trail, stopped him on his bike, and he said, I went eye to eye with the bear, which when I looked it up, the bear symbolism, I have a book, the Ted Andrews book, Animal Speak. Whoops. Oh, my goodness. Ted Andrews, Animal Speak. This is such a super great book to have. But the bear is really about going within, finding your own strength and power. Bears hibernate, and then they come forward. It isn't just about the hibernation. It's to come forward with the knowledge of the self and the hidden knowledge which you've gained. Again, he has a Scorpio moon, so this is what he's doing down there. So the crow feather, the bear, the black bear, and then we have on our deck, my husband was very techy and very musical, and he put some outdoor speakers. And this year we have, I think they're wrens, but they might not be. They might be nuthatches. I'm not sure. Adorable little birds, only about this big, and they made a nest behind the speaker. So the sound goes out of the speaker, between the speaker and the wood shingles of the house. They've made a little nest. And somebody was trying to insult me last week when I saw a post on George Sand's birthday, which was a week ago. So this was a week ago. July 1st was George Sand's birthday. And I did a very long reply, or a very long comment to the original post, that in a past life, probably the life right before she was my mother had been George Sand, and this horrible woman clearly had a lot of karmic issues with me, just came out of the woods. She wasn't even my friend. She just was commenting on with a lot of rage and talking about how Franz Liszt had an affair with George Sand. Ridiculous stuff. And she said, and George Sand was not your mother. And, well, I know that she was. And this woman tried to get to me ridiculously because I was in the right, so I was not being able to be gotten to. She thought she would slay me with her French, and she said that Franz Liszt had an affair with George Sand, and she said in French, le petit oiseau m'a dit, a little bird told me. And my mother, who was George, was laughing about that, and she says, yeah, a little bird. And then my mother's mother is Martha, who was a great dancer, of great beauty. I don't have any photos of her. We don't have a lot of family mementos. People moved a lot and it got lost. I save everything, but I don't have any photos either of my mother or of my grandmother, and they were both great beauties. But my grandmother was a dancer, and I know that she's behind me with my costumes and my performance. She's in my head, and she's laughing with my mother. A little birdie told me, well, the little birdies are those birdies that are on our deck, and they're behind the speaker and the music. And it's like, what's behind the music? It's my mother and my grandmother telling me what to do. Like in my ear, the little birdie told me what to do for my dances, and which is trying to drum up my career. You know, this is what I dance like this on YouTube and Facebook, but YouTube. Anyway, I'm really digressing and nattering, and but so anyway, the little birds, and I know that my mother's coming back as my grandchild. And so again, the birds with the nest, the baby birds, is symbolic of that, of my mother, wink and a nod. And then the last very magical animal sighting, or animal, reptile, bird sighting, was my son last night. Somehow the cat was out, and Kevin went out for a walk in the nighttime. He loves the nighttime. And there was somehow a little frog got in the house, and I was in bed, but he kept running up and telling me how he was rescuing the frog, and he got the frog outside. But the frog is not listed in the Animal Speak book, but super cool. And anybody that knows Kevin, he's such about a frog, and they're not animals, they're reptiles or amphibians, or what is a frog? It's a strange creature, kind of mysterious, always magical. So that appeared, and of course the tale of the princess, kissing the frog, and it turns into a prince. And again, to me, I'm going to read this story further. Kevin is the frog, but he will be kissed and he will turn into the prince. So anyway, this is my Friday thoughts, and Scorpio full moon, and there's a lot to be worried about. There's a lot to be sad about, but you can do that work of trying to change the world, but don't lose your vibe. Don't lose your vibe in the process.